If you're a financial advisor, chances are you didn't start the business because you were excited about doing websites, running ads, CRM integrations, email automation, booking calendars. You started the business to give good advice, help people's families, protect them with insurance, help them save for retirement, get them into their first homes. And you wanted to build a business that gives you the life you want, the freedom and the control. Now, what we've put together is called Orchard One, and it's something that I think a lot of advisors are going to be able to take advantage of. It's for advisors who need to generate their own leads, whether you are out there on your own or if you're a contractor at a company and you've been told, hey, if you want to make more money, or maybe part of your agreement with your company that you need to go out and source leads yourself. So what we've seen is advisors will go out there and half-try things here and there. They'll maybe make a website. Most will start posting on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, maybe LinkedIn. You'll start subscribing for different softwares and try to connect them together. And that's where things become quite muddly. Somehow all of that has to talk to each other. Now you're becoming a digital marketer. You actually want to provide advice, give advice to people, but now you're saving all these passwords to logins that you don't even know what these software kind of do. So you end up becoming a full-time financial advisor along with being a part-time marketer. So the work almost ends up doubling. So Orchard One, we've put it together to be able to help advisors that maybe you're out on your own, like I said, maybe you're going out on your own, maybe you're already working as that contractor and you need to supply your own leads. This is going to work for you. Now I'll flick over to my monitor in a sec and do a bit of a screen share, walk you through some of the features and give you a bit of a demo of what's already there. But first, let me just share a few more things. So Orchard One wasn't made because we wanted to build software or anything. We're digital marketers. We're generally running Google or Facebook ads, helping people out with their websites, tinkering around with a bit of technology here and there. That's where my background is. That's where Nicole's background is. But the thing is, as we're getting further and further along in our careers and we work with more and more clients across industries, it's the same issues keep popping up. If you're running Google Ads, it's very easy to upload the credit card, run some Google Ads. The key part of success with Google Ads is a landing page. After that, the key part is making sure someone's able to book quickly with you. The key part is it's not just one lead. If you're getting 10, 20, 100 leads a week, depending on the size of your business, how are you managing those as a whole and then within your team? How do you know across the 5 advisors that you have whether or not they're picking up the phone and calling, whether if they've made first, second or third attempt? There's so many elements that go into succeeding in growing the business that as we get further along, we've started to say, hey, instead of coming in and having to spend 4 to 7 months at a time building out all this stuff that every business needs, every business I've come across over the last 4 years in the lead generation space needs the same stuff. So how can I deliver that on day 1 or day 7 to someone and really make a giant impact on their business by giving them something that agencies would charge sometimes close to 40, 50 grand for this kind of infrastructure that we're putting in place. So in a nutshell, it is all this learnings from the last 12 years in the industry, from the last 4 years diving into financial services, into a wider lead generation space. After spending $3 to $4 million on advertising on Google and Facebook ads for mortgages, for insurance, for KiwiSaver, we understand not just the traffic, but what Orchard One really tackles is leads, is making sure any traffic, not just paid advertising, but your organic, your email list, referrals that come in. How can you ensure that the best possible outcome happens no matter where those leads come from? That's what Orchard One solves. And just one more thing before I jump over to the monitor and show you what Orchard One is all about. There's really 3 things I've learned. Number 1, leads aren't a problem. It's so easy to go out there and get leads. You can literally just buy leads. Go call them. They've probably even called you. The lead providers out there, it's $80 to $120 depending on what you're buying. Go out and buy 10-pack of life insurance leads or first home buyer leads. Go call them, see what happens. You can get referrals. They're up and down, but you can get referrals. I'm sure you do get referrals. You can go out run Facebook ads yourself. You can go send emails out to your database. If you sat down and kind of mapped it out, you would know leads aren't an issue. What the real issue is that if a lead is not ready to buy now or become a client or sign up for a policy now, how can you efficiently at scale make sure that you can get in front of them when they are ready to buy? And that goes across your database or your leads as they come in. If you've bought 100 leads in the last quarter and only closed 10 of them, you've got 90 leads that are ready to buy, are somewhat in market. If you had the system to be able to follow up with them, nurture them, maybe when they have saved for a deposit or when they are ready to pull the plug on a refinance or a retirement plan or whatever that service is that is applicable to them, you're the person they want to use. And also you can reach out to them. You know that they've had 12 to 15 interactions with your business over that 6-month period since you last talked to them, but you had to do none of that work. You've automatically posted on social media or your nurture sequences have gone out that are relevant to them. They've been warmed up more and they're going to come back and use you. You haven't had to do much work in that nurturing process. The second thing that I've kind of learned is that as a business grows, the technology or the tech stack starts to get quite fragmented. You're going to have a website that you started with that someone recommended. You're going to have, usually it's Calendly. Calendly is pretty solid, but you've got a separate calendar booking software there that might push into your Google or your Outlook. You may have an active campaign or a MailChimp email subscription. How do you manage who's getting emails in one place if your pipeline's in another? Or do you even have a pipeline? Do you have a Google Sheet? Or even worse, we've seen it where we've gone into businesses doing millions of dollars in revenue and you say, where's your follow-up sequence, or how do you know who to contact next? And they say, oh, it's in our advisors or it's in our reps inboxes. So what happens is all those systems start to get fragmented. You're going to have to try to stick them together. You use APA, you use Make, you use copy paste to bring things across, and it doesn't really work. And if you're looking to grow, you're going to fail a lot quicker when you have systems kind of duct taped together. And that's really the third thing, is that these DIY systems, when you're half an email marketer, when you're half an advertiser, when you're a full-time financial advisor, you've got all these different things. It's very hard to go from creative on Facebook. Oh, I've got to think about this. Where's this image going to go? Where's this video? What do I have to say on this thing? To go in and look at numbers on your ad account, to look at email nurture sequences, open rates, all these different things on top of managing a business, on top of potentially managing staff or thinking about managing staff, on top of all your family life as well. So Orchard One was built to be able to bring all of those facets together that we've seen over the years to come together and be that growth engine, that growth infrastructure that advisors can really trust on, really be confident in, to be able to deliver the results they need or that you need over the next 6 to 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, to grow your business, hire more employees, to leave the company you're at and go out on your own. We really wanted to make a difference in people's lives. All right, with that all being said, let's jump into the screen share and let's go through what Orchard One actually is. Here we are, the screen share of Orchard One, our specifically designed all-in-one marketing system for financial advisors. Now, if I move my head out the way, you've probably seen this graphic already. It shows how Orchard One is this connected system, right? You've got your website as the hub, forms and calendars at the bottom. Up top, we're looking at email nurture. On the left-hand side, a marketing CRM. On the right-hand side, a sales pipeline. It's these areas of a business that we see time and time again that financial advisors suffer from. And we think that by combining the lead capture, the CRM, the follow-up, the booking, all of that into one platform, you're going to be able to see tremendous growth in your business. You're going to have less stress. You can actually focus your time on doing what you do best and why you got into the business, by finding and talking to new people and taking them through into being new clients. So let's go, I'll scroll down here a little bit, give me a bit of space, and I'm working on my iPad as well. So bear with me. Hopefully this works as planned. I'm used to kind of doing this kind of stuff. So at the core of it, we have our website. If you paid any attention to any of my content, a website should have a homepage. Of course, you should have a services page. Those services should go out into, let's say, first home buyer. You should have health. If you're an insurer, you should have life. You should have all these different pages. So really, services can have 7, 10, 12 different pages From an SEO perspective, that's better. From a conversion perspective, that's better. If we're talking about you getting, I don't know, $1,000 worth of traffic into your website, the likelihood of them converting, if they convert on a regular services page at 5%, but you can send them to a page that's way more relevant, maybe you convert that at 8%. What do those downstream metrics look like? You increase your conversion rate by 60% from 5 to 8. What does that do to revenue? And what does that do to ongoing commissions, trail? What does that do to your business, right? So that's the kind of thing we've gone out with Orchard One is what are all these issues that we're running into? Every client that we see, every website, I've probably gone through, I don't know, over 100 advisor websites to date, seeing the same things. So why can't we solve that for people? Why can't we offer that for a really competitive price? So scrolling back up here, your website is the hub. Sales pipeline. Let me scroll down a little bit further. Someone comes in, happy guy or girl, you're going to have stages on when they should be spoken to, right? When do they become a lead? All the way down here. Or when do they become a client? All the way down here. Well, here they're just a lead. How many leads do you have on at the moment? Do you have 25 leads that are uncontacted at the moment? Knowing that, if you're able to walk in and see, let's say this is first meeting, maybe this is presentation, one presentation booked. If you start your week on a Monday or you're checking in on a Wednesday and you see you've got 25 leads straight away, what are you thinking in your business? Right? We've got 25 leads, we've got 5 first meetings booked, we've got 1 prezzo. What do we think should be happening? I would say the priority is getting those leads, giving them a call, trying to move them into a first meeting booked. Because we know a quiet pipeline in 4 weeks' time and 6 weeks' time, quiet revenue in 2 to 3 months' time is generally based on the marketing that we've done today, the outreach, the calling, whatever we're doing today is having downstream effects, right? So this is really going to help you. You're going to be able to go in and see, and you're going to be able to take action on what's going on in your business. You're going to have visibility on what's going on in your business. All right, so back up top here, we've got a sales pipeline. We talked about our websites, forms and calendars. We'll go over that on the live kind of demo. Marketing CRM, we'll see that in a little bit here. Nurture sequence. So this is a really interesting one here. So let's say we don't get a client. Happy person wasn't so happy. They were lost. Let's say they are a first-time buyer. What are these guys not going to have? Enough of a deposit, right? They need another 9 months potentially. What usually happens is you'll put a note down. Maybe it's in a calendar. Maybe it's in a task organization type system, a ClickUp, a Monday, maybe in your own internal software or whatever you're using. It's going to be reach out to this person in 9 months' time. And so they're going to go from day 0 today to day, I don't know, 270, however long that is, 270 days without hearing from you. You're going to pick up the phone, or your advisor's going to pick up the phone. Hey, remember me? I spoke to you in summer. I spoke to you last Easter. Why don't you work with me now? They're going to say, hey, sorry, I've spoken to 4 other advisors. I actually got a promotion at work. I got a pay rise at work. I save quicker, get my deposit quicker. And I saw an ad on Facebook where I typed into Google and filled out one of those compare forms. And now I'm working with someone else. You've already paid for the lead. You've already done work to get that lead into your pipeline here. You've already done work. How can we maximize that? Well, that's where our nurture sequences come in. So if this person isn't ready, let's say this is day 0, day 90, we've got all this time when they are, sorry, not day 90, 270. They become a client here. If we're able to send them an email here, oh, great, I'm an artist. An email here, beautiful. Look at that. The third one's looking nice, isn't it? An email here. Let's say we actually get more than that. We get one in here. Whoop, this one's a bit ugly. One in here, one in here. What do you think the chances are of them starting to work with us up here, right? Orchard One has this pre-built. You're going to turn up, if you're a mortgage advisor, let's say in this example, you're going to turn up with a 6 to 12 month nurture sequence ready to go for a first home buyer. What does that do for your business from day one? So instead of having to reach out to these people manually, using up your time, and we're not talking about just one person here. This may be 30, 40, 50 people in that sequence, all getting email 1, email 2, email 3, email 4, and so on, without you having to do anything. You're able to see nurture them, bring them closer to becoming a client, all with little to no effort. What is that going to do to your business? I think it's going to grow it. Personally, I think this is why I'm very excited about Orchard One. I think it's going to be able to help a lot of people across New Zealand, Australia, in time, Canada, the USA. We have some really bold plans for this. And so I really love to get you guys on board. You watching this, I'd love to get you on board here. If I go back to here, this is enough drawing from me. I think let's go over to a bit of a demo at the moment. Firstly, the website side of things. So this is our website setup for mortgages at the moment, right? So it's a website aimed at being SEO friendly, mainly at being conversion friendly and compliant as well. So out the gate, you should be able to run with this straight away. All the colors, all the logos and whatnot, it can be quite easily customized to what you are. You may not be this kind of mid to dark bluey purple type color and this red. You may be a bright yellow and black. You might be a green and orange. That's all easily changed. But as you see here, it's all of the main conversion focused areas that you need on a website. So cool. What else do you need? Well, if you've listened to anything, if you listened earlier in this video, we've got first home buyers. We've got different services. So specifically for mortgages, you can send people to their next home page. You need more room. You need XYZ. We've got a page for you here. So this is all set up. People need to book a call. They're taken straight away to a calendar. They can book straight in with you. Guess what's going to happen from there? If you've been following along, you're going to see they're going to go into a pipeline. This is the back end of Orchard One. This is what you'll be seeing. You'll have a new contact come in. Let's not use Nicole. Let's use Grace. Grace comes in. We've got her details here. We can get on the phone. We can talk to her straight away. We can add in notes. When did I talk to Grace? Let's say I spoke to Grace. What are we doing here? 0709. This is just how I would do it. Called Grace, nice lady, 3 kids, wants a bigger home, husband, executive, and Christchurch. Let's say 250K salary. Grace, part-time teacher, 40 an hour. Hit save. That's there for everyone to see. That's there for you to come back and see later. Those notes are going to collate over time. You call her, you book her in. Great, we're on a disco. The discovery is set for whenever you set it for. You hold the presentation, you can move that over. Awaiting decision, you know who to follow up on. There is a crossover at some point between your internal software, so whether you're using a TAP, MyCRM, Trail, Xplan, something like that, there is going to be, I want to say double handling. We are working on an integration. A lot of those platforms don't allow information data to be pushed in, unfortunately. So we've had clients request that feature. We are on top of that. As soon as those APIs, although technically it's able to be done, we will get that done. But for now, it is a bit of double handling there. So if you're immediately saying, well, I already do this in my software, you're right, you do. From a marketing perspective, this is all about driving results from those leads. So you don't necessarily have to keep updating notes. So once Grace goes into, let's say, a trail, I wouldn't say add notes here as well. But over time, it might be good just to go back in and update it. Because if we to the marketing CRM element, she can still get your newsletters. She can still get your email nurture sequences if she's signed up for other things as well. So there's an element of marketing there that goes on top of or as well as your internal fact find, I guess, advice type softwares. So there's a lot of the systems there or the things that it kind of has. The main thing that we really wanted to focus in on when building this is that it's a system that works together. You don't have to duct tape things. It's just automatically people go on a website, they fill out a form, they go to a pipeline, they immediately get an email, a confirmation email. Thank you for booking a call. Thank you for downloading our resource. They immediately get a nurture sequence. You immediately get a notification saying that a new lead came in. What type of lead? An advisor, if it is a book a call lead or someone that they are expected to make a phone call within the next 4 hours, they get a text or they get an email straight to their phone that we're going to have an app as well. The app is going to give an alert to that advisor to say, hey, Grace has come in. She has XYZ, whatever the information you've gathered on the form. If you're doing Facebook ads or Google ads, that ties directly into the system as well. If you did a Facebook ad, you could push everything into here, get that notification in the app, and you have an advisor pretty much within 5 seconds know that a lead came in, the number's there, call them right now. Just think about what is that going to do to your business? How is that going to help growth? And then where are you in 6, 9, 12 months from now using this kind of thing? Hopefully, you're either extremely profitable. Hopefully, you've taken a few holidays. Hopefully, you're a little bit more less stressed, I should say, and potentially you got a bigger team. So it's all about helping advisors grow. That's why, it is a really exciting software. We do have clients already using bits and pieces of it. We've already built, I think the biggest website I've built is like 170 pages. We've built websites, we've built CRMs, like every one of our clients running Google or Facebook ads has this setup, has this pipeline, are using these forms. And just bringing this together and actually like distributing it is a really exciting thing that's happening for us in 2026, and would really love you to be a part of that, to be honest. So, who is Orchard One built for? Look, we've really tried to aim this for three types of people. It's solo advisors right now. So, you may have been out in the wilderness, so to speak, for a few years. You've got some revenue under your belt. You may have these kind of systems I've talked about duct taped together. You got some Wix website that you paid a contractor $400 to do back in 2019. You've got a few Calendly links, you got this and that. You know there's gaps in what you have, but you just don't have the time or really the energy to learn and try to put them all together. The second type of person I think is going to benefit a lot from this is what I guess we're calling breakaways. So you're currently working for another company. It might be a bank, it might be a larger provider, it might be a larger firm. And you're saying like, hey, I'm working hard. I don't like splitting this commission. I can do better. I don't like my boss, all the typical things, right? You're looking to get your agencies get set up under your own kind of brand and systems. I think this is going to be the perfect solution for you. I don't know another solution out there at the moment. Would love to see one, but honestly, you're coming out with, on day one, you're going to have a website, you're going to have CRM systems, nurturing, sales pipelines, everything all integrated. That confidence that all you need to do really is go out, go door knocking, go meet your family and friends, get some leads in, buy some leads, run some ads, and that whole system, that infrastructure is there from day one. You are going to experience growth and revenue coming in at a lot greater rate than if you were to spend all this time trying to talk to an agency or getting a full price kind of website built. You don't need one. Right now, you want a custom brand, you want a custom WordPress website, do that in time. Go get 50, 60, 70K under your belt, and then you can go out and get more expensive kind of solutions, more expensive branding or more expensive website if you really need that. And the final type of user I think is going to work really well for this is teams that are maybe 5 or under, even 10 and under. We have a client right now who has about 20 advisors. They're looking to go to 50, and they're going to be using this system as we've gone. They're actually onboarding their team to the system today, actually. But we really think a team of 5 and under it's going to work really well for. And when I say 5 and under, I'm really talking about advisors. Support staff can be in there, of course. Other team members, yes. But as we know out there, there's a lot of solo and smaller teams. There's a lot of larger teams that start buying and purchasing and acquiring books and whatnot. But I think that solo advisor, that breakaway who's about to become a solo advisor, and those small teams 5 and under are really going to be able to benefit from Orchard One. So if you are interested in getting Orchard One into your business, we'd be keen to have a chat. If you fill out the form below, we'll reach out, have a quick conversation, see your kind of situation, see the type of advice that you're giving, where you are now, if you have a current database or anything like that, a current website, what needs to be migrated and this and that. If you are interested, like I said, fill out the form. We'll be keen to have a chat, and hopefully we're able to grow your business this year, next year, and into the future. Thanks for watching.